Hi friends, so today I want to be talking about positive confessions. This has been gaining popularity and movement within the Word of Faith movement as well as some churches, particularly church in Singapore. So today we're going to be looking at that, and let's watch a video first.
Peter quotes this in 1 Peter 3. He says, "He who would love life and see good days, let him refrain his tongue from evil, his lips from speaking deceit." And amazing, it's all in Deuteronomy 30 where it says the word is near you in your mouth and in your heart. It's all got to do with your mouth. Man, if you say, it's going to be a lousy year, all right, watch it. We in New Creation Church, after we learned this, thank God we came on Bible study night. We can now use our words and say good days are ahead of us.
So in that video, he said that the key to seeing good days in life, to having success in life, good days, is to confess that you will see good days. Let's see what the Bible writes in the whole context of 1 Peter 3. Is what he is saying really true? So 1 Peter verses 8 to 13. So 1 Peter 3 verses 8 to 13 is talking about turning away from evil and repenting. And let's see what it says. Finally, all of you be like-minded and sympathetic, love as brothers, be tender-hearted and humble. Do not repay evil with evil or insult with insult, but with blessing, because to this you were called, so that you may inherit a blessing. For what reason? For whoever loves life and see good days must keep his tongue from evil and his lips from deceitful speech. So this part is correct, but what is the next part? He must turn from evil and do good. He must seek peace and pursue it. For the eyes of the Lord are on the righteous, and his ears are inclined to their prayer. But the face of the Lord is against those who do evil. Who can harm you? So you will see good days if you are zealous for what is good. So in this whole context, we can see, it's not just keeping our tongue from evil speech, but it's also turning away from evil, turning our eyes, our hands away from sin to focus on what is right, to do what is right, because the face of the Lord is against those who do evil. So if you do evil, the Lord is against you. So in his whole context, his idea of, confessing that you see good days, it doesn't hold water, because there is the next part of it in verses 11 to 13, which is just ignored. So let's look at a few other points. So in a 2005 sermon, The Speaking Power of the Royal Priesthood, he shares about this. Believers experience negative things because they don't speak positive confessions on a regular basis. And if you don't say anything positive or negative things will continue to happen because the natural cause of things in this world is negative. This is not a view that has any scriptural basis in the Bible. There is no verse for this belief, but I think this is from what he believes. In another sermon, you can see, live long, live strong. So in this sermon, he talks about the 4 keys to long life, and one of it is the power of the tongue. Life and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruit, from Proverbs 18:21. So he says that I'm not creators, only God is. This is true. This is scriptural. But we can enforce our blood-brought blessings with our tongues. So it seems to suggest, because of the cross, we can force our way into the will of God. We can force God to do things for us because of the work of Christ. If we confess, and because of the finished work of Christ, all that you say or you confess, God has to do it.
Money! Come to me now!
This is not a scriptural view that the Bible holds. So he says there is spiritual authority that will not be released until we speak. So again, this is not a scriptural view that, if we say something bad, it will come to pass. And if we say something good, it will come to pass as well. So this gives very little weight to the sovereignty of God. So I want to be sharing from Daniel 3, and this, Daniel's three friends, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and they were being casted into the fiery furnace, the blazing furnace by King Nebuchadnezzar. And this is how they pray. There is no positive confession. There is no saying of, I will live to 120, I shall live and I will not die. This is what they said in verse 17. If we're thrown into the blazing furnace, the God that we serve is able to deliver us from it, and he will deliver us from your majesty's hands. But even if he does not, we want you to know, your majesty, King Nebuchadnezzar here, that we will not serve your gods or worship the image of gold that you have set up. So there is no positive confession even in the face of death or the threat of death. So what is faith? Faith is, knowing that God is able, but not presuming that God must. And in this gospel, in this teaching that, if you confess, good, God must do it for you. God has to do it for you because of the blood brought right. It doesn't hold water. It has been taken out of context. So let's look at Proverbs 18 and see what it really says about this verse and whether this is talking about, whether we can speak life and death into existence, or is it something else? So going to Proverbs 18, we'll want to look in the whole context of what the verse is saying. So verse 19 says, a brother wrong is more unyielding than a fortified city. Disputes are like barricades of a citadel. That means it's very hard to have peace. It's very hard to settle disputes. After you have wronged someone, you have made accusations, you have tried to assassinate the character of a brother. From the fruit of their mouth, a person's stomach is filled. With the harvest of their lips, they are satisfied. The tongue has the power of life and death, and those who love it will eat its fruit. So what it's saying here is not talking about positive confession, I shall have that car, I shall have that house, I shall meet the lady of my dreams, I shall meet the man of my dreams. No, it's not talking about that. It's talking about, living peacefully, not making any slandering remarks, for it's hard to repair damages. It's hard to restore relationships, and you reap what you sow. When you say something bad, and that comes back to bite you one day. So I hope this is very clear on where the Bible stands on positive confessions. As always, thank you for watching, and if you have scripture to support another alternative view, please comment down below, and see you in the next video.